This message comes to you almost from a place of urgency, but it's definitely more of like shorter term message with bits and pieces will be valid for a longer period of time as well. And the core message is it is very easy to give in to fear. Now, for the next like day or two, this is more prevalent, like from a momentary time and place where we are in the world currently. It's really easy to give in to fear. Now, as time moves on, obviously, it doesn't mean that like it's not easier or harder to give in to fear. It will still be very, very easy to give in to fear, but like it's very, very prevalent for today and tomorrow. So why is that? And this message has a lot to do with that because fear in it of itself, it triggers all of our survival instincts usually, and the core of being human. It's our minds want us to survive. They want us to live. But whenever something fearful is in our, consciousness, in our environments, in our news, in our society, etc., it's really easy to go and be almost obsessed with it, try to control it, try to do anything other than feel it with the actual fear. And this very often leads us to this type of like a rabbit hole situation where something triggers the fear, and there will be multiple triggers currently. And really, it's easy to jump on the bandwagon and go deep into, oh my God, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Like this obsessiveness is very, very prevalent right now. And it's much easier right now specifically to you go into that and just allow yourself and allow your mind to go into very, very dark places. Now, I'm going to, because many of you will most likely want it, and you don't want to constantly be in that. What if this negative thing happened? What if this negative thing? What if this? That type of obsessiveness and pain is whenever you start to notice these things, and when you start to notice like the mind turn your thoughts into just like very, very dark, and just like think of something happens and you think of the most negative thing that can come out of it, like that's the first thing you do. That's the most common. So after that happens, usually there's a sensation in the body somewhere, hands, heart, legs, feet, whatever, wherever it is. We start noticing that and immediately move into that and just experience that and observe the mind how it goes, because the mind wants to protect itself, protect you from all the horrors that are actually, or perceived horrors that it it perceives to come your way. And very often these are not, the most logical or even reasonable things. So for the next few days, that's going to happen. And instead of going into that, do this instead, what I just said. Just notice it, notice the feeling, notice the sensation, notice the thoughts, notice the fear, and then just go move through it. Just move through it. No need to start doing or protecting or obsessing or just doing something very, very obsessive to not experience it. Because one of the things is if you start doing that, you're actually moving further and further away from yourself. You are trying to control your environment, which is impossible, completely impossible. Now, this is like the heavier part of this message, and the next is a bit lighter. I think I've touched upon this in my previous, let's say, channelings. There will be a little bit of a softer energy, more benevolent energy in the weeks ahead. Uh, let's say starting from uh, Sunday, Sunday to, let's give it like a 2 week window, especially like next week, middle of next week will be much more lighter from in a lot of ways. But remember what happens before that. Very often, this in life, in this happens because before everything starts to move forward, and let's say that you manage to carve out the good things from the resistance, the repetition, the frustration, the delays. That happens before, and you get to a place of, oh, I'm so frustrated, I can't move on, nothing is working, etc., etc. And now, actually, what is like right behind the corner, you just can't see it in that. It's like the ease, and now you've worked on something, now the results come, now things start moving again, and you're finally able to create something that you actually wanted to create. And this is very, I think it's a very human thing to do, from our minds, and how we are. Like, we want it to be very easy and simple all the time, but life doesn't. Life ebbs and flows. There's resistance, you move, you find solutions, you do something, and then again the easier energy offers help, offers opportunities, offers windows, etc. So it's a very, very much of that type of energy right now as well. And I know many of you most likely are getting super pissed, but it's okay, and some of it will start to lift. But remember everything I said about like today, tomorrow, and then like this things start moving a little bit faster and better, and you will start to understand why some of this has been necessary as well. I'll be here soon.